For more on this, let's bring in former Reagan White House advisor Jeff Lord and NRA board member and former Georgia Congressman Bob Barr. Congressman, this question about, what happens now, okay? John Q. Public, particularly me even, we're sitting there thinking this doesn't really affect me in the immediate time frame, but we have 43 days left on this CR, the continuing resolution, to fund the government. How do they get that done in time for it to not blow up the country?
Well, it's hard to imagine how much will get done that will help the Republicans in the upcoming crucial 2024 election year. The timing of this, that Mr. Gates has set in motion here, couldn't be worse, in my view, for the Republican Party, not just the House Republicans, but the presidential candidates and the Senate. It's all going to be on the ballot next year. Mm-hmm. And if the American people, Republicans and independents in particular, have in mind what they saw today and what they've seen leading up to this, that the Republican Party is dysfunctional, lacks priority, lacks leadership, then it is not going to help the Republicans next year.
Yeah. But we heard Congressman Matt Gaetz spoke earlier about this. He had a lot to say. Listen to this.
Mr. Speaker, my friend from Oklahoma says that my colleagues and I who don't support Kevin McCarthy would plunge the House and the country into chaos. Chaos is Speaker McCarthy. Chaos is somebody who we cannot trust with their word. I don't think voting against Kevin McCarthy is chaos. I think $33 trillion in debt is chaos. I think that facing a $2.2 trillion annual deficit is chaos. I think that not passing single subject spending bills is chaos. I think the fact that we have been governed in this country since the mid-90s by continuing resolution and omnibus is chaos. And the way to liberate ourselves from that is a series of reforms to this body that I would hope would outlast Speaker McCarthy's time here, would outlast my time here, and would outlast either of our majorities.
Jeff, I got to ask here, my phone is exploding right now with dozens of text messages from Republicans, some of which are middle-of-the-road Republicans that are like, this is a good thing. I'm glad somebody's stirring it up because I'm tired of Congress not doing anything.
What I think this is, Carl, is a continuation of what you might call the Trump revolution, where you have all of these people in America who have had it with the political elites of this country, on a bipartisan basis, and they want something done. And they elected Donald Trump president to start to do it. And I think that this is what this thing with Matt Gaetz is really all about. And he put his finger right on it. What about the debt? What about the deficit? What about all of the spending? And one of the problems that I saw, in the long ago and far away in the Reagan era, before I worked for him, I worked for a Pennsylvania congressman on the House Budget Committee. And I would see these people come before the committee who were nominally Republicans, and they would say, well, we support President Reagan and all of his budget cuts, but this one project in my district is so critical that I just can't cut spending. This is what goes on in a bipartisan fashion all of the time. This is why we're in debt to the limits we are, which are sky high. And Matt Gaetz is right. This will be really devastating if we don't deal with it.
Well, Bob, that's actually a fantastic point that Jeff makes, which is look, every Republican is for spending cuts until it's that critical project in their district. Did enough constituents get in the ears of these 8 congressmen and say, stop this madness? I don't care if you have to stop everything in D.C.
Well, this is a real interesting concept. You say, well, we need to cut spending. Well, there's too much debt. Well, this, that, and the other thing. And the solution in Mr. Gaetz's eyes is to light a match to it and have it all blow up. He has no plan. And no matter what your goals, no matter how laudable it is to talk about it and move toward a balanced budget amendment, for example, to cut spending, as I voted for when I was in the Congress, you don't do it without any leadership and without a strategy. There's no strategy here.
But to Bob Barr's point there, Jeff, look, they've tried it this way for what is now, 123 years, and it's gotten us really bad results. Could this be, I'm starting to see that this might be a positive thing.
Yes. And, I would have two Reagan-era suggestions. Eliminate the Department of Education and the Department of Energy. Start there. All the people inside. Carl, and you probably heard me say this, some congressman wakes up in the morning, his kid has a runny nose. He writes legislation to create the Department of Children with Runny Noses. It passes. They build a 10-story building in Washington, fill it with hundreds of bureaucrats earning, six-figure salaries, and they're all unionized, and on we go with the swamp. That's what the problem is.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate both of you being here. Different points of view. I'm interested to hear more. Bob Barr, Jeff Lord, appreciate being here.
Hey, Carl.
Yes, sir.
One
Thanks,
quick
Carl.
thing. The NewsMax shot of the Capitol at the moment, I don't know why the flags are at half staff. It's surely not for this, but I thought it was somewhat amusing.
Whoa. I didn't even catch that. Good catch there, Jeff Lord. That's why we keep bringing you back, sir. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.